I know you didn't come here to watch me drink the water. I know the real reason you're here is to watch me do a couple tricks with my loop station. So here are 5 tips to make you better at live looping. Let's run the intro. In my opinion, the number one most important thing about looping right, is to press that record button at the right time and also end recording at the right time. It's very easy to press it slightly late or slightly early, and that will mess up your whole loop. Tip number 1 is get started with your rhythm before you start looping. So we're gonna get into the groove. Now that we got it down, all we have to do is press the button on the down beat. That's it. And again. So there's no gaps. If you're gonna loop some finger picking, well, get your finger picking started before you start looping. And that's how you do it. There's no gaps. Tip number 2, get help from the metronome. There's a metronome on the RC-30 by Boss. First, you gotta know if you're doing a song in 3/4, 4/4. So to do that, you click type and hold. So we're gonna keep it at 4/4 right here. And click type again. And now you can activate it with the on and off button. You can tap your tempo. That's fast. Another way to get your metronome set up is to double tap the right pedal. So find out what your tempo is by starting your groove, 1, 2, 3, 4, and double tap at that tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Here we go. That's it. Because I have a synthesizer guitar, which you don't have to have a synthesizer guitar, I use that metronome as if it was the hi-hat on the drums. So I can record the drums and just do the kick and the snare. Since I already have a bass ukulele set up, I could do the That takes us to tip number 3. Get creative with what instruments you can plug into your loop station. They have A/B switches, all kinds of brands, all kinds of sizes. An A/B switch is basically a device where you can plug in your guitar, and you can also plug in your, in this case, my ukulele bass, and so you can select if you're going to guitar or bass. Another way to get more instruments into the loop station will be to connect them into a mixer. From the mixer, you can go into the loop station. Tip number 4, use all the features of your loop station. This specific one that I use, the RC-30, it's cool because it has built-in effects on your left right here. There's the bend down, step phaser, sweep filter, tempo delay, and lo-fi. And here's a tip within a tip. You can double tap your left pedal and that will activate the effect instead of having to bend down to click it. That's without effects. Here comes the first effect, which is called bend down. It's kind of cool. Now I'm gonna actually bend down so I can click the next effect. Step phaser. Interesting. That's what the music sounds like in space. Now this is the one I use the most, and this is the one I always have. It's called the sweep filter. It's a cool transition to make it a little different, you know? before coming back to full. That was sweep filter. Now we're gonna go into tempo delay. I like this one too. And finally, lo-fi. And the fifth and last tip today is to use both of your tracks in your loop station. That's probably my favorite feature of the RC-30. I record my rhythms into one track, and then I record my guitar and bass or voice or organ because, I'll show you. Simple little percussion track. And now we can switch by holding the right pedal. It switches to track 2. So now we have a bass track that is totally independent from the percussion track. You can jam to that. And when you're ready to do something different, you can just stop that track with the bass. And then bring it back. Now I can hold it down, the right pedal, and it switches while it's playing, and it switches to track 1. So I can then stop that track and just the bass is playing now. If I want, I can again hold it down, come back to the bass, and I can add something. Bonus tip, if I hold it down the left pedal, it will delete. So I can just stay in this track and record something and add to it. I have a bunch of things I just recorded into that track. And then we can bring the other track back. Double tap the right pedal and it stops everything. I hope that's useful to you. Make sure you're subscribed and I will see you very soon. Arrivederci. And that light back there, that's my hair light. So I'm gonna be turning this off because I'm gonna position a camera there so you can see the pedal board.